Okay. All right. So Sagar, starting with the first question that like you have been into the Silicon Valley, your company is registered there, and you have
Right.
you have been working in US for Apple, and then you have returned back here. How you are making it big? This Brew apps.
Yeah. Yeah. So I like you've given everyone a background. So I used to work in the Silicon Valley at Apple. I came back to India to do my own startup and stuff. And then
Okay.
initially, I think when I came back in 2019, like late 2019, we were mostly into products, right? We were completely focused on our own product development. We
Okay.
had a very popular app, to with Indian Railways with more than 10 million users. But then, this COVID and lockdown hit, and then
Right.
suddenly, our user base was like, a small fraction of what it used to be, right? And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we hired a team here, and sustaining was a challenge. So then we started this other arm, Brew Apps, which was more for like consulting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
so this I did with a partner and a good friend of mine whom I went to engineering college with. Uday,
Mm-hmm.
he's still based in the US. So we got the company registered, in the US, and then we started taking projects, through references online and stuff. And then like slowly we started. It's been, I mean, it's going to be about 2 years now to that business. So we kind of are from where
Yeah.
we started, we've come a long way, and then we are trying to grow, like increase our client base, keep retain existing clients, but also onboard new clients. And we have like monthly targets and stuff to keep us on track. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what we are doing.
Okay, that's nice. That's great to know. There are so many interns audiences also there. So along with the people who are into the startups. So I want to know that this was the main question. The interns do have that how they get into the Apple. Apple is one of the top companies. Everyone has a
Right,
dream
right.
to work into the Apple. So how you made it? You work for for a long duration of the time, and how the interns can get entered into the Apple.
So I would say, like, like whatever field you're in, just try to make sure that, you have your, basics understanding is good. So coming from an engineering and a, tech background, I'll take an example of, computer science. So when we used to interview people to, join our team, what we used to look for is, and this is goes for like new grads or interns, right? Like a good understanding of the basic fundamentals. Maybe like, if you come from computer science, then data structures, algorithms, ability to, think rationally about a problem, analytical thinking, then, like some soft skills. All these things. So, they value a lot. And this applies to, a specific field, like, if you're a business analyst, then make sure, whatever that role is, like, your fundamentals are very clear, because they understand that people who are coming with, like, as interns or freshers, they won't know like the entire thing, but what they are looking for is someone who can learn and grow with the company, right? And then add
Right.
value along the way.
Right, right. So generally, कभी क्या होता है जैसे in software companies like Accenture, TCS, who are into the consulting companies, and
Right.
Apple also is delivering a lot in product segment as well. So
Yeah.
कितने rounds होते हैं generally, like अगर कोई associate software engineer है उसको entry करना है तो कितने rounds
हाँ.
Apple के रहते हैं?
तो एप्पल के तो डिपेंड करता है, कौन से लेवल पे तुम हायर कर रहे हो. अगर न्यू ग्रेड है तो
Okay.
इतने राउंड नहीं होंगे.
Okay.
टिपिकली 3 से 4 राउंड इंक्लूडिंग द एचआर राउंड में तुम्हारा हो जाता है प्रोसेस. समटाइम्स जब
Okay.
सीनियर लेवल पे रिक्रूट करते हैं, तो देयर हैव बीन केसेस वेयर 6 राउंड्स 9 राउंड्स, राइट? तो वो
Mm-hmm.
तो मतलब डिपेंड करता है, बिकॉज
Mm-hmm.
सो एक वहाँ पे एक कल्चर स्पेशली एप्पल में ऐसा बनाया हुआ है कि
Mm-hmm.
इफ तुम किसी टीम के लिए रिक्रूट कर रहे हो, तो तुम
Mm-hmm.
ना ही सिर्फ उस टीम के लिए उस टीम के लोगों से इंटरव्यू करोगे, बट सो देयर आर टीम्स दैट कोलैबोरेट विद ईच अदर, राइट?
Mm-hmm.
तो जिस टीम
Mm-hmm.
से कोलैबोरेशन हो रही है, उनके टीम मेंबर्स भी इंटरव्यू करेंगे, राइट? बिकॉज देन इवेंचुअली यू आर गोइंग टू बी अकाउंटेबल फॉर देम आल्सो, राइट?
Right.
तो फिर उस केस में फिर ज्यादा राउंड्स हो जाते हैं टिपिकली देल बी एंड दीज आर स्ट्रक्चर्ड एक राउंड यूजुअली एचआर राउंड तो होता ही है उसके बाद मे बी लाइक इफ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट लाइक समवन जॉइनिंग एप्पल फॉर iOS डेवलपर पोजीशन व्हिच इज वेरी कॉमन राइट तो
Mm-hmm.
एक कोडिंग का राउंड होगा जिसमें वो
Mm-hmm.
तुम्हारा नॉलेज देखेंगे
Right.
फिर एक सिस्टम डिजाइन का राउंड होगा जिसमें वो तुम्हें
Mm-hmm.
देखेंगे कि यार सिस्टम्स कैसे डिजाइन होती है फिर एक तुम्हारा राउंड होगा जिसमें तुम्हें तुम्हें यूआई किट जो बेसिकली एप्पल की फ्रेमवर्क है उसकी नॉलेज
Mm-hmm.
कितनी है राइट
Mm-hmm.
और
Mm-hmm.
जो एक राउंड होगा बेस्ड ऑन जेनरिक एप्स राइट कि एक ऐप की
Mm-hmm.
डिजाइन अच्छे ऐप की डिजाइन क्या होनी चाहिए राइट
Mm-hmm.
व्हाट मेक्स अ गुड ऐप व्हाट मेक्स अ सक्सेसफुल ऐप तो
Right.
ये अलग अलग तरीके के राउंड्स होते हैं सो या
Okay, that's great. Means we are very proud. Like we are very honored that that you are here, and like getting into the Apple is a one thing, और वहाँ पे अच्छा perform करके खुद Upwork पे top 1% बनाना, वो top 1% company थी, and the same you have repeated in Upwork. So my next question is, in the Upwork you have reached to that milestone. So how like people can start their journey on the Upwork, and how soon they can reach to the top 1%? Like what all things you have done which people can learn from you?
so yeah it's I mean so honestly Upwork pe abhi there's as everyone knows there's a lot of people a lot of companies a lot of freelancers
Mm-hmm.
competition bhi zyada hai तो
Right.
initially if you are just getting into it तो थोड़ा तुम्हें initial days में you have to offer more value right तो when we started on Upwork हमने $300-400 के प्रोजेक्ट्स भी लिए हैं जिसमें हमने महीना महीना स्पेंड
Mm-hmm.
किया काम करने में बट the team but and we knew that we are just doing that to build our reputation right
Mm-hmm.
कि
Mm-hmm.
एक बार हमें कुछ अच्छे हमारे प्रोफाइल बन जाए अच्छा रिव्यूज आ जाए अच्छा पोर्टफोलियो हमारा बन जाए तो अपने आप
Mm-hmm.
फिर आगे हमें प्रोजेक्ट मिलेंगे तो इन द
Mm-hmm.
इनिशियल डेज you might have to do that you might have to cut your cost a little offer more value and go out of the way to keep your clients happy so that they give you great feedback और
Mm-hmm.
फिर along the way as your profile builds up तुम्हें वो existing client के references भी मिलेंगे and then
Right.
Upwork also like internally their algorithm is tracking all this right क्योंकि
Mm-hmm.
it's revenues is one thing एक बार project complete होने के बाद client से एक अपना feedback वो लेता है जिसमें
Right.
which is not published but वो एक
Okay.
important feedback होता है जिसमें वो पूछता है कि like तुम्हारा top 1 to 10 experience कैसा रहा और
Mm-hmm.
अगर अगर बहुत सारे क्लाइंट्स वो फीडबैक अच्छा देंगे देन अपवर्क भी लाइक पुश योर प्रोफाइल की अगर कोई तुम्हारे रेलेवेंट सर्चेस रेलेवेंट स्किल्स के लिए सर्च करे तो तुम्हारा
Mm-hmm.
प्रोफाइल फिर वहाँ पे इट शोज अप इन द
Mm-hmm.
टॉप प्रोफाइल्स
Right.
right this is how you can keep growing and then then once you grow then ab you get to a stage eventually that ठीक है you definitely want new clients but then you can pick and choose what client you want to work for right
Okay, okay. So, Sagar, this is one question. Like you have a niche that like mobile application into that segment. So generally, this is my question, which I feel कि like सब लोग सब कुछ करना चाहते हैं, तो might be they वो achieve नहीं कर पाते. आपने niche पकड़ा, so that's why you are successful on Upwork. Is it true?
Yeah, it is to an extent I feel
Hmm.
because like because I know that we are experts in mobile apps, right? Coming from this
Hmm.
background, I've been doing this for 10 years. I've worked in all the top companies. और उसके बाद जब coming to mobile apps, so most of the people know how to build an app, right? Or
Hmm.
but how to build a good app and how to build like an app which we say like an app which would be up like any Silicon Valley company will be proud of, right? That is
Hmm.
that needs some extra skill and then also
Hmm.
like not only delivering the app we also help customers to make an effective business model out of the app right because
Hmm.
apps अभी तुम अगर ट्रेंड देखोगे तो बहुत सारी सब्सक्रिप्शन
Hmm.
बेस्ड एप्स काफी बढ़ने लगे हैं राइट तो
Right.
वो वाला बिजनेस मॉडल कैसे चलता है उसमें तुम यूजर एक्विजिशन कैसे चलता है उसमें
Uh-huh.
तुम अपना ROI कैसे रखोगे एंड रिकरिंग रेवेन्यू कैसे जनरेट कर पाओगे ये सब में हम जाके हेल्प करते हैं तो
Okay.
then all the clients know that come like be it mobile apps we are like we can help them with anything and everything, right from building it to scaling the business. And we go out of our way to scale our clients business because we know कि एक बार उनका business
Mm-hmm.
बढ़ेगा तो हमें intern उनसे business मिलेगा, right? So
Right.
then it works out.
Right. So, in that question regard, like iOS applications, you have been an iOS developer in Apple, and so guidelines जो होती हैं iOS apps की वो थोड़ी सी tough होती हैं, like as compared to Android. So,
Right.
like how what do you think about it? Like, what all things need to be take care of it?
Yeah, I mean, so coming to guidelines, like Apple का, I think review process guidelines are exist on both the platforms. Apple में थोड़ा strictly follow होता है वो, and then there are
Mm-hmm.
manual reviewers who look at your application and make sure कि तुम्हारा app जो है अगर तुम release कर रहे हो तो वो user के लिए best experience है, because Apple has that mindset कि whatever goes onto the
Mm-hmm.
platform on the App Store, it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's part of the Apple ecosystem, right? So they are
Mm-hmm.
in turn accountable for it, because end में अगर कोई खराब app publish हो जाता है तो लोग ऐप का lot of people will blame the app, but a lot of people will say यार iPhone पे चीजें चलती नहीं है, right? So that is
Mm-hmm.
something that they have been extremely cognizant about and taken care कि ये ऐसी चीजें ना हो. So
Mm-hmm.
few things that if someone is getting into like app development or being a product manager or something, that to keep in mind to build a good app is one thing, the app should be really simple, right? Like अगर navigation तुम्हारा बहुत ही ज़्यादा difficult है और लोग information ठीक से access नहीं कर पा रहे, then your retention
Mm-hmm.
will be very, very bad, right? और retention in the end affect करता है तुम्हारे app ranking पे. तो
Mm-hmm.
simplicity is very crucial. One of the things that our designers used to say कि कोई भी ऐप के अंदर कोई भी चीज कोई भी स्क्रीन विद इन
Mm-hmm.
थ्री टैप्स और लेस से कोई भी स्क्रीन में एक्सेस होनी चाहिए, राइट? सो
Okay.
दैट इज
Okay.
वन गाइडलाइन दैट ऑलवेज डिजाइनर्स स्पेशली शुड कीप इन
Okay.
माइंड. सेकेंड चीज ये होती है कि आजकल ऐप्स में डेटा बहुत ज्यादा होता है, राइट? बहुत सारी इमेजेस होती है, बहुत सारा
Right.
कंटेंट यहाँ वहां से आता है. तो इसमें
Right.
उस केस में देन यू हैव टू मेक श्योर कि the app is fast, right? Make sure
Right.
कि nobody wants to stare at an app with a with a loading screen that is showing up for 5-10 seconds. तो make sure
Mm-hmm.
कि ऐप तुम्हारा बहुत ही instantly लोड हो. उसके लिए तुम अलग अलग तरीके हैं तुम कर सकते हो, but make sure that that is one of the good things. फिर दूसरी चीज होती
Mm-hmm.
है कि बहुत सारे अभी फोन्स एंड डिवाइस
Mm-hmm.
एंड्रॉइड iOS फोन्स
Mm-hmm.
बहुत सारे अलग अलग रेजोल्यूशन में आते हैं. अब मिनी फोन्स
Mm-hmm.
है, राइट? एप्पल में भी देख लो कि बिटवीन द आईफोन 8, आईफोन 10, आईफोन
Mm-hmm.
XR, प्रो मैक्स एंड ऑल्सो द मिनी, राइट? ये सारे
Mm-hmm.
रेजोल्यूशन है, राइट? एंड एंड्रॉइड में तो और भी ज्यादा ग्रैन्युलर है, राइट? सो जब तुम डिजाइन करते हो ऐप, तो keep in mind all the different screens and all the different sizes, all the different resolutions, and make sure कि ऐप तुम्हारा सही से हर इसमें चल रहा है, right? So
Mm-hmm.
ये एक बहुत important factor होता है. And a lot of times even if your app is approved, वो एप्पल में एप्पल उनको फीचर इसलिए नहीं करता क्योंकि तुम्हारा ऐप मे बी लेटेस्ट फोन में ठीक से चल रहा है, बट अगर 1-2 साल पुराना फोन देख लिया तो उसमें UI ठीक से थोड़ा गड़बड़ा रहा है, राइट? देन दे वोंट
Mm-hmm.
फीचर योर ऐप इन दैट केस, राइट?
Right. Right. Right.
फिर एक इम्पोर्टेंट चीज होती है सिक्योरिटी को लेके, राइट? अभी हमारा ऐप में सारा पर्सनल डेटा होता है, बी इट योर बिलिंग एड्रेस, बी इट योर क्रेडिट कार्ड इंफॉर्मेशन एंड व्हाट नॉट, राइट? तो मेक श्योर कि जो भी डेटा तुम अपने बैकएंड सर्वर पे ट्रांसमिट करते हो ऐप से, वो सारा एनक्रिप्टेड रहे कि no one can get hold of that
Right.
information. And even if your backend servers are storing the data, it's encrypted, because then otherwise it becomes like a vulnerable thing, right? दूसरी चीज परमिशंस को लेके होती है, राइट? अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स एप्स अननेसेसरी परमिशंस
Mm-hmm.
रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं. For instance, if I have an app that is for like, fitness or like exercise, that's showing me a daily workout or something, and that
Mm-hmm.
app is requesting for my contact
Mm-hmm.
book or a phone number access. तो देन
Right.
यूजर will be like यार ये तो वर्कआउट ऐप है, इसको मेरा फोन नंबर से क्या करना है, राइट? इसको मेरे
True.
फोन बुक से क्या करना है, राइट? सो दैट इज वन थिंग टू कीप इन माइंड. Then intelligent push notifications like kind of enhances the experience of an app, क्योंकि बहुत सारे ऐप में ऐसा होता है कि चलो तुम्हें बस अप्रूव करना डिनाई करना होता है, तो उसके लिए यू डोंट हैव नीड टू ओपन द ऐप, यू कैन
Hmm.
जस्ट गेट एन इंटेलिजेंट पुश
Right.
नोटिफिकेशन और वहीं पे तुम ऐप से इंटरेक्ट कर लो।
Right.
उसी केस में विजेट्स होता है, जैसे यू सी अ लॉट ऑफ एप्स आर फॉर ट्रैकिंग प्राइसेस ऑफ स्टॉक्स ऑफ क्रिप्टो एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ, राइट? तो उसके लिए
Right.
इफ यू जस्ट क्रिएट अ विजेट जो फोन के स्क्रीन में तुम्हें
Hmm.
डिस्प्ले होता रहे, so
Hmm.
then you can just refer to that widget along the way, you don't need to like open the app. So these are a few things, there are a lot more if you get into uh, one very important thing that I missed is user feedback, right? So always जब तुम ऐप बनाते हो तो उसमें एक डेफिनेटली एक सेक्शन होना चाहिए जहाँ पे तुम यूजर से फीडबैक लो कि तुम्हें ऐप
Hmm.
में ऐप अच्छा लग रहा है, नहीं अच्छा लग रहा है। और अगर आप if you have some suggestions or if you have some uh,
Hmm.
like things you want in the app, right?
Hmm.
Along the way I would say the apps that we have built, the some of the most amazing feature requests that have been very hit in the app have come from users, right? Here,
Hmm.
I because they are the ones who are power users, they are using the app
Right.
regularly, उनको पता है कि उनको क्या चाहिए। So just keep listening to that feedback and keep updating the app, right? ये भी एक important criteria है। If you just make an app and leave it there, like apps get outdated in few months time, right? So make sure that you're updating the app, you're listening to user feedback, you're providing value, and then you do all this, your app will be successful.
Yeah, yeah. I like the point, the intelligent notifications which you have said. क्योंकि
Yes,
like the इतना इतना notifications like we used to receive, and I think
correct,
iOS ने बहुत recently अपने latest version में भी share किया था कि एक time defined notifications आ रहे हैं
correct,
applications से,
correct. Yeah,
which is a game changer because it's saving a
correct.
lot of time for the
Yes,
users.
yes,
Okay, so people must be like making the notes of it because these were the very important points which generally हम लोग miss कर देते हैं when we start our journey direct app development में आ जाते हैं, but these are the guidelines which take you a longer part of the game, like 3 steps which you have mentioned. These are the very key points which you have mentioned. So Sagar, coming to the people can like leave their question as well on the chat window. Meanwhile, I'm asking the next question, like. In the Brew apps, like you must be connecting with the interns and like
right.
utilizing interns. How the interns can reach out to you, and like what sort of opportunities they can get while working with you.
So yeah, definitely. Like we are always looking for good people to work with, and we have opportunities for developers, for product people, for BAs, for QA, for designers, project managers, right? So all sort of opportunities, and the best way I think is to visit our website, thebrewapps.com. I think
Yeah,
I can add it to the
you can.
chat.
Right, 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 right.
And yeah, just go there, and there's a link for the careers, or I think people can also connect to follow our page on LinkedIn and connect with me on LinkedIn, so I'll be happy to respond to your
Yeah,
DMs and any requests if they are interested in being part of the team. Then I would definitely like to talk to them.
yeah, that would be great. Like people will get to learn a lot from you. So like it's good that like you can share your LinkedIn access as well to them so that people can
Yes.
directly reach out and like can interact with you. So the next question is let me check this from here. What things you have done to maintain your repetitive customer? As we see that like you have like most of the customers which are repetitive, and like we
Right.
generally हम लोग का ये होता है कि कोई भी नई कंपनी शुरू हुई, नया क्लाइंट पे तरफ भाग रहे होते हैं, but like
Mhm.
repetitive clients like you have a huge list. So how you maintain this repetitive clients?
तो one of the things is जब ऐप like launch हो जाता है तो हम लोग बहुत सारा we are actually involved with the client in terms of the scaling and the growing process of the app also, and this is something that we don't charge for, but we kind of hold timely calls with the with the clients and make sure कि उनका app उनका user acquisition is on track, उनका जो भी if it's a subscription based app उनके revenues ठीक से हो रही है, उनकी paid marketing strategies review कर लेते हैं, then we also help them understand what the what the LTV of their customer is कि कितना उनको to acquire one customer कितना उनको spend करना चाहिए, how much they can scale the app, what different platforms they should target, and
Right.
eventually make sure कि उनका app profitable हो, right? Because that's the main goal for us, because if they are spending a lot of money building the app, तो हम चाहते हैं कि उनको अपना जो investment का return मिले, and they keep growing and it's like a fruitful investment for them. तो ये सब देखने के बाद then they eventually either come back with refer us to new clients, or they come up with some new features that following the same process that we have, right? Keep getting user feedback and take suggestions for new features, keep building them. तो उस तरीके से then we can always keep in touch and retain our client base.
Okay. So one question has been received from Sakshi. Sakshi here. Hi, what will be your advices for a budding marketer who wants to make a career in product management and analytics? What courses you will suggest?
So I mean, there are some good courses on Coursera that I've seen for analytics and product development. So these are definitely some that I would recommend. And there's also like a product school. I'm sure being a product manager, you must have heard of it. And the good thing about the product school is they also have a dedicated Slack channel for product managers, where all the product managers get together and discuss, and then a lot of companies also go there and post opportunities about like jobs and stuff, and we also go do that from time to time. So these are some of the resources. I would say, yeah, definitely for product management, because now the product is such a field that is very data driven. So very good understanding of data, very good understanding of analytics, being good at with Excel or Google Sheets, and all that kind of because eventually like product and growth go hand in hand. So you need to have a very good understanding of data, and if you do all this, then definitely you'll have the stage set for a good career.
Okay. The next question is from Rohit. I'm interested in computer vision and deep learning. How to find internship in this field?
So Rohit, I'm sure there are there are opportunities in computer vision and deep learning. They're pretty widely used these days. So like whatever you're doing, like try to find companies that are like doing the things that you like interest you. Directly reach out to them. Try to find people working there on LinkedIn. Try to go to their website and apply to the careers. Like networking is the best way, I would say, because a lot of times you'd be surprised when people think that okay, he's like a owner of a big company, he would be flooded by LinkedIn messages if I ask them for a internship. But not many people do that. So if you just directly go to LinkedIn, you connect with the person, you send him a message, you might be surprised in who replies back to you.
True. Absolutely, I am in sync with you in this regard. So the next question is regarding that, like the thing which you like Flexi Analyst, like you have been part of it. You have taken the some of the resources through us for some of your products. So we want to know that like in this industry there are other players as well. Like we are not the only one who are doing this stuff. So what things like for the startups who provide the vetted software developers, what things they should keep on doing to improve their services?
So I think one thing that I really, I'm really liking the service from Flexi Analyst to get started with. Let me, mention that. And one of the top reasons is because a lot of times you get agencies will provide you like with freelancers, with resources, but very often it's the resources are just left on their own. They are trying to understand things, and then you're trying to make them implement certain features, but there's no like direct communication unless you raise certain issues and stuff. But one of the things that we really liked about FlexiAnalyst was every resource that we got was accompanied by a like a manager who was kind of in charge of what the resource is doing, and he was also part of all the meetings, making sure that the work is on track, and making sure that deadlines are being met. There's no miscommunication, and and that kind of makes the process a lot easier. One of the reservations we had, and a lot of companies have with working with freelancers, is like who's going to manage them, right? Because when it's a freelancer, you never know how many projects they are taking on, how much time they're going to give to a project, are they going to be delivering. And that's where having this kind of a support system where a manager is always overlooking the work, and then providing constant feedback, and also if some slip ups happen, then you're always ready to offer replacements, or someone else is stepping up and completing the job. So I think this is something that has really worked well for us, and I would encourage you to keep doing that.
Thanks. Sagar, there is one question, like for the interns part,
Yeah.
like Apple में like people are worried कि Apple में job नहीं मिल सकता है and all, बहुत tough है वहाँ पे मिलना. So how is it, means like what you will suggest to them, like कि वो ऐसा ना सोचें कि Apple में job मिलना मुश्किल, मतलब है, I know it's very tough, but what are the steps they should do in their third or final year में कि वो like they can try and at least start applying for the correct role. अब उनके पसंद का उन्हें कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करे, वो कहाँ थोड़ा सा कंपटीशन कम हो सकता है, वो अप्लाई करके एक बार एंट्री ले ले. Like most of the people just want to enter into the Apple. That's it. Like tech, non-tech चलेगा.
हाँ. So I would say basically it's not that. The funny side of the story is that all the employee people looking for jobs at Apple find कि यार बहुत मुश्किल है, और जो Apple में when we were at Apple हम लोग को हमेशा लगता था कि यार अच्छे लोग मिलते नहीं है, right? So it's like two sides of the coin, because we are interviewing so many people, और उसमें ऐसे होता है कि यार I don't think he's the right fit, or ऐसे सिचुएशन बहुत ज्यादा होती है. तो I would say just make sure that you're just good at what you do and have all the basics in place. And बहुत सारे candidates apply करते हैं definitely. So इसमें luck factor भी definitely आता है, unless you are especially if you're a fresher or an intern, because until then you don't have previous track record. But I would say keep trying, keep applying. बहुत सारे I think Apple recruits the most number of freshers, along with Facebook, Nvidia, all these big companies, right? So keep applying, and keep trying. Eventually, I think interview calls तो मिल ही जाती है लोगों को.
Yeah, definitely. और कोई किसी को कुछ queries होगी, they can reach out to Sagar. He would be happy to guide. And so thanks, Sagar, for answering most of our questions, especially on the application side. Like people are coming from the tech background, so they will definitely have made some great insights, notes, and all, and they will be implementing it over their next career course, especially. And the second thing about the Apple, you have been part of them, and definitely young blood wants to work in the top 4 companies. There was one intern recently we worked, which was a very different case for us, because he was not from a tech background, and nothing was there. And in the big 4 companies, he got the job at a very good, decent package at that time. So again, what you said that like कि हम जब वहाँ होते तो हमें लगता है बंदे नहीं मिल रहे हैं. He just tried and उसको भी वो opportunity वहाँ से मिली. But yes, उसने study जरूर किया था ground work पे कि क्या क्या उसे interviews में होंगे. तो like I have heard that like कि इस तरीके के जो jobs होते हैं, like which my personal experience as well, we generally just हम apply का बटन दबा देते हैं. तो कई बार जो जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन होता है, अगर उसके बारे में भी अच्छे से एक बार लाइक स्टूडेंट्स कैन स्टडी अबाउट इट कि वो एग्जैक्टली किस तरीके की रिक्वायरमेंट है, देन दे गो फॉर द प्रिपरेशन. आई थिंक देयर इज अ बिग चांस कि वो उनको जॉब मिल जाए वहाँ पे.
करेक्ट, बिकॉज बहुत सारे मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस में ऐसा होता है कि हमारा एक स्टैंडर्ड रेज्यूमे होता है जो हम अपलोड करते रहते हैं, एंड विच ऑल्सो मेक सेंस बिकॉज इट्स नॉट वेरी प्रैक्टिकल कि तुम हर जॉब में अपना कस्टम रेज्यूमे बनाओ, बिकॉज इतना टाइम भी नहीं होता. बट एटलीस्ट मेक श्योर कि वो जो जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन पढ़ के तुम जो कवर लेटर होता है उसमें, उस कवर लेटर में तुम थोड़ा रेलेवेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन ऐड करो, तो फिर थोड़ा सा स्टैंड आउट हो जाता है. एंड वन ऑफ द थिंग्स ऑल्सो इज लाइक वॉच आउट फॉर जॉब posting not only happens on like LinkedIn and company job boards. हम लोग को बहुत सारे लोग मिले ट्विटर पे, right? So and Apple is known for that. Apple engineers or teams, they just tweet कि we are looking for someone in so and so, and फिर देखते हैं कि and people who are actually following Apple, following some people working there and stuff, वो लोग वो tweet for read करते हैं, and then they also get an entry point, right? So you never know where these opportunities come up. So always keep looking for it.
Sure. Thanks a ton, Sagar. So guys, look, you can leave your questions, and like we are about to end these beautiful conversations. So do leave your feedback and do connect with Sagar to learn more. And if you want to grow and engage more, this is the right time. Sagar has dropped the his LinkedIn ID as well, along with his website. And like Sagar, people will be definitely, like yesterday they have informed that for the Upwork part they want to connect with you, how they can improve their Upwork skills. People are coming from a very good background, and definitely they can add value. So thanks, Sagar. In the last, like, what things you want to suggest to people who are just entering into their career journey in any company whatsoever they will be going? What is the top three things which you want to share with them, like they can keep in mind while growing?
So one of the things I would say is, in the beginning, don't, I mean, obviously everybody, is working, for, monetary like compensation and all that thing. But I think in the first few years of your career, along with that, focus on learning, right? Focus on acquiring as many skills as possible, because these foundation years are going to be, very crucial going forward, right? So, like, so just don't stick to what role you've been given. Ask for more. Be hungry to learn. Be hungry to take on other people's tasks, or contribute wherever you can, because all these things will come in handy as you grow. And if you're
Yeah.
looking to start your own business, it always helps. And the other thing I would say is uh, one of the important skills is to be accountable, because you have smart people everywhere, right? And this is something that Gaurav, I think we have spoken about in the past also, right? That there are smart people in all the companies in Apple and stuff, but there are one thing that sets people apart is, right, how accountable you are, right? If you are very
Right.
smart but you're you're doing your job but you're not seeing it through, right? And suppose you're given a task by your manager, you get it done 80%, and then you just let go, saying it's almost done now, somebody will take care of it, or you don't actually take the time to test and make sure that it's running well, and then somebody else has to go back, or it comes back to you, and then you have to spend additional time to fix it. Then it kind of adds to the delay and adds to the chaos, right? So one of the things
Mm-hmm.
that that I heard from a manager a long time back. It doesn't matter how smart you are if I can't trust you, right? So so
Mm-hmm.
uh, so and
Right.
and if you work with the industry, if you work with an employer, they'll tell you they don't want to work with the smartest person. They want to work with the person who is the most accountable, and they can trust the most, right? So
Right.
that's one advice I'll give them.
Right. Thanks, Sagar. That means a lot. Thank you so much for giving your precious time. I know your developers are very costly, but you have given that time to talk with us. Thank you so much, Sagar, for your time.
Thank you so much, Gaurav, for having me. And everyone, please feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn if you have any further questions, or would need any advice.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, thanks,
Thanks
Gaurav.
again. Okay.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.